One of the most intimate encounters that season 13's witnessed thus far began with a sequence that wasn't even meant to be dramatic. According to reports, Erica Mena pulled Yandy Smith aside in an unexpected time as the cameras rolled and the group assembled for what appeared to be a typical filming day. Suddenly, the energy changed. Insider rumors and behind-the-scenes rumors claimed that Erica had been concealing something that was firmly anchored in her history with Mendeecees. At last, she was prepared to raise it to the surface. Although not every moment was captured by the cameras. Insiders say Erica's tone was initially composed, but the words she used anything but. The tension between the two was clearly apparent to viewers of the teaser. Erica's purported direct confrontation with Yandy on her relationship with Mendees was unexpected, though, making remarks that, in the opinion of set insiders, were far too personal. After a moment of astonished quiet, there was a flurry of emotions that compelled the other actors to intervene. What specifically did Erica say that made Yandy lose it? Why during filming, and why now? The intensity of season 13 simply increased. Supporters are already picking sides. For days, the tension had been rising. Even before to the filming of the most recent season 13 portion, the people on the set sensed a change in the energy. Compared to normal, Erica Mena had been more reserved. Her tone clipped, her eyes harsher. Yandy, however, appeared to be oblivious. Perhaps she was simply ignoring the increasing discomfort. In any case, it was inevitable what was about to happen. It had been a long time coming, according to insiders. Just the boiling point was reached in season 13. The cast was assembled at a brand new event prepared for the show during a lunchtime shoot. The venue was a laid-back rooftop party with beverages, soothing music, and a view of the Atlanta skyline. Before Yandy was asked to move aside by Erica, everything was picture perfect. It was captured on camera. Yandy paused before following, and the hand signal was delicate. From a distance, nothing appeared unusual. However, witnesses said that the air became immediately heavy. Erica wasted no time, according to people on site. Her tone was calm yet purposeful, and she got right to the point. Yandy stated that she said, there's a lot I let slide. But watching you pretend like none of it happened? That doesn't sit right with me. Guard inquired as to what she was discussing. At such point, Erica dropped the name, the dot of Mendeecees. Something changed in Yandy the instant she said that name. Her stance shifted. What about him? Erica's brows furrowed and she spoke quietly, according to insiders, without holding back. She mentioned previous exchanges, times that weren't captured on film. She claims that there were occasions when Mendees wasn't as far away from her as people thought. She asserted that she had memories, messages, and even some people who could support her. Yandy was taken aback. According to reports, she told Erica that she didn't care about the past anymore, but Erica didn't like it. You act as though you know exactly what you're doing. She told Kayla that her marriage was untouchable. She raised her voice just enough to draw attention from those around her. However, Yandy, you weren't the only one in his life. You are aware of that. Attention began to be drawn to the argument. Rashida, who had been mixing with the other actors, turned and started to approach them. No security stepped in, lest things go physical. They hardly ever do, but producers were already tense. Drama is the lifeblood of a great show. However, nobody anticipated such a direct and intimate altercation at such an early stage of the season. In an attempt to maintain composure, Yandy retaliated with what one insider described as controlled fire. She informed Erica that she was not going to go anywhere by bringing up the past. She asserted that Erica ought to have voiced her opinions years ago if she had any, not with the cameras rolling now. But Erica refused to move. I thought it would fade, she added, so I said nothing. However, now that I see you sitting there, you're acting as though nothing happened and that you were unaware of it. ... No, I can't continue to act like this. Speculation has been sparked by trailer viewers. Yandy is seen wiping tears. from her eyes at one point, and many people now think that this altercation was the reason. In group scenarios, others observed the odd tension between the two, which had not yet been properly explained. Cast members began to create discrete factions as the fight went on. While some stood silently supporting Yandy, others watched Erica with a mixture of interest and worry. The confrontation had clearly divided the room in more ways than one. Yet it was unclear who believed whom. Mendees wasn't there when the altercation took place. According to reports, he was supposed to join the shoot later that night, but the producers chose to postpone it. Not just yet. They didn't want to add gasoline to the fire. Someone close to the set, however, claims that he had already received a warning that something had happened. However, it will be interesting to see how he responds. Things started to calm down a little after back and forth for about 15 minutes, but the damage was already done. Everyone realized that whatever was left between Yandy and Erica was now shattered. The energy was low when the crew started filming again. Fans will undoubtedly notice the difference when the show airs, since scenes felt forced and conversations were strained. What's the events that took place off Chimera are even more fascinating. According to reports, Yandy went early without saying much when the day's filming had finished. She did not attend the planned cast dinner or the post-shoot get-together. She needed solitude and was emotionally spent, according to sources. Meanwhile, Erica remained behind. She socialized, smiled, and pretended nothing had occurred. Some perceived it as pure calculation, while others referred to it as confidence. However, the actual storm was occurring on the internet. Reports of the altercation began to circulate. In an attempt to make connections, fans poured hypotheses, thoughts, and even screen captures from previous seasons onto social media. According to others, they have always suspected that Erica and Mendees have a deeper past. Others vehemently backed Yandy, arguing that she has endured enough and is not deserving of being hauled around in this manner. Fans are becoming more divided, and it's becoming obvious that this plot will take center stage in the first few episodes of season 13. According to reports, producers are embracing it and will emphasize the consequences in future episodes. In the days that following the altercation, Yandy and Erica were conspicuously missing from a few of the planned group photos. Their absence merely increased conjecture, although it was unclear whether it was a production decision or their personal choice. Clips from previous seasons started to trend online once more as viewers looked for any hints they might have missed. Everybody was curious as to whether there had ever been any indications of strain that were overlooked at the time. At a season 9 reunion, a fan even shared a side-by-side video of Yandy and Erica, pointing out a scene in which Erica is said to have rolled her eyes while Yandy was speaking. Backstage, insiders claim that producers are currently redoing sections of the forthcoming episode after the tweet went viral in a matter of hours. Frameworks to increase the airtime of this drama. They want to attack when the momentum is still growing because they know the audience is captivated. The remainder of the group is reportedly treading carefully since they don't know what will happen next or whose name will be brought up in the controversy. One thing is evident for the time being. Whatever was formerly a part of Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta is no more. And every moment is being watched by the crowd as if it were the season's big event the next day. The scene was silent and tense when filming resumed in a secluded indoor area. Crew members lowered their heads as producers used earpieces to speak in low tones. Everyone arrived, but it was obvious that the drama of the day before had left its mark. Everything's holders, according to Yandy's body language when she entered, eyes protected by large sunglasses and lips pursed tightly. She only greeted the crew member that was assigned to her. Soon after, Erica showed their dressed boldly and had a calm confidence that was not lost on anyone. Yandy didn't even look at her, and she didn't say anything to him. According to insiders, the filmmakers hastily abandoned the enjoyable group activity scene they had originally planned to change the tone in an attempt to reintroduce the tension without allowing it to blow out again. They changed the schedule to allow for a smaller sit-down with just a few cast members, including Rashida, Bambi, and Spice. However, things became tense as soon as the confrontation subject was even alluded to. So, y'all good from yesterday? Bambi remarked in an attempt to casually break the ice. The ensuing stillness was so dense that even the cameramen froze. I don't think that's a conversation we need to have right now, Yandy said calmly after taking a breath. Sitting just across the room, Erica sipped her drink and grumbled to herself. It ought to have happened long ago. When the animosity flared up again, Rashida intervened swiftly to change the subject. However, it was too late. They had already reopened the wound. Producers were now divided on how far to push this plotline, according to staff members behind the scenes. While some thought it was ideal for ratings, others were concerned that it may get personal, particularly if any familial, legal, or real-life difficulties came up. As fans discovered more footage floating online, a senior editor reportedly remarked, "This isn't just cast drama anymore. This is real emotional baggage playing out on camera. The internet went crazy after someone on site posted a hazy video of Erica saying to a female crew member, possibly a buddy from past seasons, "Yandy really thought I wouldn't speak up. But I'm done protecting everybody." The video didn't prove anything. Speculative timelines that connected Erica's previous appearances to periods. When Mendees had purportedly disappeared began to circulate online. The story was spreading, but nothing was confirmed. Yandy's close circle was reportedly rocked in the meantime, while some of her closest friends advised her to refrain from speaking to Erica on camera anymore. Others said that facing it head-on was the only way to put an end to it. Mendeecees, who has yet to appear fully on camera since the event, was reportedly considering making a statement. He was caught off guard by the reviving charges and was furious that his name was being brought up again, according to someone familiar. With the matter Yandy web, he wasn't giving up either. In a candid interview that afternoon, she addressed the altercation in a roundabout way. "I'm fed up with people using my life to remain current." For a brief while, she did not identify Erica. But everyone on set understood precisely who she was referring to when she stated, "I've built something real and I won't let anyone tear that down." A smaller group was supposed to film a scene at a hip Atlanta restaurant later that night. At the last minute, the producers changed their minds about keeping Yandy and Erica apart, expecting for a spontaneous interaction between the two. The two women were sitting at opposite sides of the table and arrived separately. Everyone was obviously preoccupied, even though the rest of the group made an effort to make the conversation light by discussing business endeavors, family updates, and the typical reality TV subjects. Then the moment that producers had been waiting for arrived. "We can't move forward if we hold things in YANDI.com, but obviously exhausted," Spice said, jokingly. "I feel like we all been through too much not to address things when they come up." She glanced around the table, glancing at YANDI. In response, Erica leaned in and added, "Peace don't come without truth." The whole table became silent. Some things ain't about holding in. It's about choosing peace. Forks stopped in mid-stride. Spice's gaze lowered to her plate. Bambi looked directly forward. The side of Rashida. Yandy gently turned and met Erica's gaze. "Given how long you've been hiding it, reveal the truth now." Erica made no hesitation. "You didn't always have him, and you know that in your heart." Her voice pierced the room like glass, forceful but not loud. Yandy took a while to reply. She gave her a long glance before turning her head away and blinking quickly. After a few moments, she silently left the table and made her way to the door. A second unit was sent to catch up outside, but the cameras did not immediately follow. Her Yandy stood close to the valet area, holding a phone but not making a call and breathing deeply. The conversation halted when she finally addressed the camera crew, saying, "This is why I don't bring up the past, because people only use it to hurt you. not heal restaurant. Erica was unaffected and kept eating. She only stated she needed to hear it when a producer subsequently inquired if she had gone too far. If the reality hurts, it's not my fault. The team felt they had captured something unfiltered, something the audience would be talking about long after the shoot, but they wrapped up early that night, not knowing how much of the film would actually air. The production crew started sharing footage from the dinner scene, and editors were already snipping sound snippets for the upcoming teaser. According to reports, the exchange between Yandy and Erica was marked as important highlight material by the network. They were aware that it would increase views and comments and maybe spark interest in the season as a whole. Fans, meanwhile, dissected every frame of the released video on social media. Yandy's response was shared and reshared with the following captions. She was in a lot of pain after being hit below the belt by Erica, but some applauded Erica for voicing her opinions at last. This was obviously more than a moment. Within the fendo, it had evolved into a movement. The cast's actions were showing the division even more clearly. There were apparently a lot of disagreements among the women in group conversations, and several cast members requested not to be placed with either woman in scenes. The staff is merely attempting to prevent things from going worse, according to one insider. To be honest though, everyone is preparing for the second round. And since Erica has now admitted that she is hiding more, the next shocking revelation will come soon. Their friendship and any peace they may have had are now more personal than ever, and their roots are evidently gone. Production paused to reorganize the morning following the dinner confrontation. Senior producers had already examined the footage from the night before, and their decision was unanimous. It was too strong to be ignored. The group was aware of the emotional toll it had taken, though. Even though confrontation is what reality TV is all about, there was growing concern that this feud had become too personal by hip-hop and love standards. Nevertheless, the cameras had to continue, and preparations were already underway to deal with the on-screen consequences. During the first part of the day's planned filming, Yandy Y failed to appear. Insiders claim that before returning to group scenes, she requested time and space to contemplate things. According to reports, she was not returning most calls and was lodging at a different address from the main cast house. Close, according to sources. She was clearly upset by what Erica said, as well as by how openly it occurred. Yandy was heard stating, "I thought we left this behind. I never expected her to come back with that energy," in a private moment captured on camera on a personal phone. In the meantime, early that day, Erica had already recorded a confessional. She stood by what she stated during the dinner. In it, drama isn't the point here. Closure is the key. She informed the producers, "If Yandy tears, I don't care." For years, she has dominated the story. "I am simply exposing the truth." Although she spoke in an unperturbed tone, crew members noticed that she paused before saying that final line, "All right." It seemed as though she was concealing something more profound from the set. Spice and Rashidita also had a private meeting with the producers, discussed the next actions. Both acknowledged that fans were more involved than ever before, but they also voiced concerns about the storyline's emotional impact. According to reports, Spice stated, "The programs are burning, but people are watching again and conversing." The following group photo was meticulously planned. "If we don't help these find a way to move forward, it might burn everything down." Producers planned a brunch for just Rashida, Spice, Bambi, and Erica for the little girls, rather than reintroducing everyone into a hectic setting. In addition to reflecting on everything that had transpired, the objective was to speculate about potential future developments. Wearing a striking red blazer that exuded confidence, Erica arrived looking poised. The others gave her a courteous greeting when she sat down, but the atmosphere was wary. The talk was initiated by RASHEDA. "We need to talk about it, even though I know things went out of control. Add some spice. Drama is nothing new to this show, but it's not typical." feels different now. Leaning back in her chair, Erica surveyed her surroundings. This is due to the fact that it is distinct. She said, this wasn't just a fight. This was years of swallowing my truth and watching someone else act like she's the victim. Bambi responded with her thoughts. However, Erica, was it truly necessary for you to say everything that you did? Are you aware of Yandy's marital status? To her, that's more than simply TV. Erica did not recoil. Nor is my suffering limited to television. The talk at brunch went on for about an hour. There was also recognition that unresolved feelings had been lingering for too long, even though no one took a firm stand in favor of Erica. However, the group fell silent when the producers asked if they thought Yandy and Erica should be reunited. Soon, Spice responded, not yet, with a tiny shake of her head. They're both too raw. It's going to blow out. Mendees finally spoke up in private as all of this was happening. He messaged one of the producers to express his displeasure with the route things were going in, but he chose not to appear on camera. I came on this show to help my wife and create something According to reports, Yandy felt even greater pressure to safeguard her family's reputation and image. In the meantime, followers keep analyzing every bit of video and rumors they come across. Erica was seen conversing with a hairstylist during a break-in. One leaked behind-the-scenes video, which suggested that she had voice notes from years ago. She stated, I could shut her down if I truly wanted to. Within hours, the video went viral and rumors began to swirl. Eventually, Yandy resumed filming despite her emotional state. But she made it obvious that she wouldn't be taking part in any sequences with Erica unless it was absolutely required. She sat down with Bambi and Rashida for her first scene after, returning where she seemed composed but obviously defensive. She acknowledged that the encounter had shaken her in unexpected ways and thanked them for checking up on her. She added, I thought I was past all that. However, I'm now unsure if I'll ever truly let it go. Bambi went over and squeezed her hand as Rashida gently questioned, do you think there's any truth to what she said? Yandy looked her in the eye and said, I don't know what she thinks she remembers, but that man has always been mine. That's what you stand for then. But you are aware of how TV operates. People are going to run with it once it's out there. Producers were already organizing a possible meeting between Yandy and Eric with a mediator when the discussion came to an end. Despite reluctance, the plan was to record it in a more controlled setting, perhaps even off-site, where both women could talk freely without feeling pressured by the crowd. The team was worried about how tense it may get, and neither woman had indicated if she would be willing to take part. A little preview for the next episode was shown later that week. It included excerpts from Yandy's confessional, the dinner, altercation, and the brunch talk. When the truth is finally revealed, the promo ends with a terrifying voiceover. The repercussions will not be sustained by all. Fans loved it, even though it was dramatic by hip-hop and love standards. Within minutes, the teaser received thousands of responses from individuals eager to learn the truth about the relationship between Mendees and Erica Yandy. However, what happened next was unexpected. An off-camera phone contact between Erica and Mendees that supposedly occurred years ago was the subject of an article published by a tabloid blog that claimed to have insider information. The origin was unnamed and no proof was offered, but the timing seemed off. People started requesting receipts as soon as they connected it to Erica's recent remarks. The story abruptly changed again. Erica was no longer the exclusive focus. The question of confronting Yandy was whether or if her statements had ever been true, and if so, how it would affect all of Yandy's beliefs regarding her marriage. As everything happened in real time, the producers were closely examining how to strike a balance between the staged and the real. There was no doubt that this season was going to be among the most intensely emotional in recent memory, and someone was going to leave eternally altered, regardless of how it turned out. 3 days later, filming started once again at a tiny, private studio that was booked especially to record the other actors' reactions. The rest of the group had a lot to say, and producers were keen to capture every viewpoint, every mutter, and every expression of incredulity. Even if Yandy and Erica had taken a break, Rashidita, Spice, Bambi, and Carly Red were seated in a semicircle, and the environment was tense. When the cameras started rolling, they were all already browsing through their phones. It's unbelievable to me that the texts were released in that manner. Bambi shook her head in agreement. This is no longer only a plot. The true marriage of someone is at stake. Spice gave a nod. Although Yandy is powerful, anyone may be broken by this. Think that everything is solid, and then boomer chairs appear. Carly bent over, as dramatic as ever. However, you guys don't. Find it odd that the leak was made immediately following their meeting. Someone is playing, Rashidita said in a calmer tone. It's chess, not checkers. The energy that brought us here was carried by Erica, even if she didn't disclose it. And now everything is in disarray. Yandy, meanwhile, was filming her most intimate confessional to date in a quiet room across town. She gave the camera her whole attention. It's just unadulterated vulnerability without any gloss or filters. I anticipated there would be conversation. When I joined this show, I was aware that old stuff could surface. However, I never anticipated feeling deceived in this way, not only by Erica, but also by the person I trusted the most. Her voice trembled a little as she hesitated. I don't mean that he was unfaithful. I'm saying that he gave someone else a sense of importance. He also kept it from me. Suddenly, before I had a chance to recover, the entire world knew. Silent heartbreak struck in a new way. After years of watching Yandy, producers claimed they had never seen her this vulnerable and shattered. Fans also took note. When a brief preview of her admission appeared online, comments were flooding in. One fan said, "She deserves better." Another said, "This season got too real." For her part, Erica doesn't say anything. Since the revelation of the leaked messages, she had stopped filming, so refused to come back when producers repeatedly tried to reach her. She informed her representative that she needed time away, that the criticism was becoming too severe, and that her own mental well-being was in jeopardy. While some believed her, others assumed it was just another tactic she used. Go hard, then vanish. Return with more strength. However, what followed flipped the season from end to end. At last, Mendeecees were seen on camera. It's just two producers, and one camera operator were present during the secret filming of the action. He only needed a stool, a microphone, and a time to tell the truth, no elaborate setup. He appeared worn out and depleted by the weight of quiet. He started, "I didn't want to be involved in this story. I had to say something though, because my name is out there." The messages were not denied by him. Yes, those are real texts. They occurred when Yandy and I were in a difficult situation. Not all of us were together. I was perplexed because we weren't separated either. I never physically left the house, but I did say things to Erica that I probably shouldn't have. That line was never crossed. He paused, then met the lens directly. I had no intention of hurting Yandy, and I am aware that what I meant is irrelevant at the moment. Only her feelings are important. And she is perfectly justified in feeling upset. Within minutes of its broadcast, his statement went viral. Social internet was inundated with responses. While some commended him for coming clean, others accused him of gaslighting, arguing that emotional infidelity is still infidelity. The internet was ablaze. Erica remained mute, and Yandy had not yet made a public statement. The drama had officially stepped off the screen and into the real world, dividing fans and creating trending hashtags. The production crew rushed to re-edit future episodes in the days that followed. Everything has altered because of the breach. Viewers were more interested than ever, and follow-ups and new confessionals were planned. Several cast members were assembled for what was meant to be a neutral function one night when a surprise scene was recorded at a rooftop bar. To everyone's surprise, Erica appeared without warning. She entered with all black eyes. concealed behind sunglasses, and made her way directly to the bar. Uncertain of her plans, producers anxiously muttered on their earpieces. She was approached first by RASHED. "You okay?" she inquired. Slowly, Erica took off her glasses. I couldn't remain silent indefinitely, but not really. Everyone turned to face them as the music faded. The cameras were adjusted. Crew participants froze. The atmosphere in the room changed, as if Yandy were about to enter at any moment, even though she had not been invited. "I didn't leak those messages," Erica remarked to the group, voice steady. "However, I also won't apologize for them. They were authentic. They took place, and they were a part of my truth, whether anyone likes it or not." Spice folded her arms. "What the heck? Right now. You made your peace. Yandy is broken. Mendees feels ashamed. The entire globe is observing. The entire world is watching." Erica gave a nod. "I am aware. And I didn't come here to stir things up again. I finally said, I'm done. What I had to say, I said. I'm not going to carry this any longer, but Yandy is free to do anything she wants with it." There was an odd hush when she stepped outside. It was something, but it wasn't closure. A break in the storm, a break in the mayhem. Adat, Mendees, and Yandy were seen together at a community gathering a week later. No reporters, no cameras. Just the two of them stood silently next to one another. Fans uploaded hazy pictures to the internet, guessing on its meaning. Damage management and reconciliation. Neither of them made a comment, and nobody knew. A dot. Soon after, production came to an end. They filmed the last moments. Season 13 was formally locked in as the editors began to work. However, for the first time in the history of love and hip-hop, the effects of what transpired would be felt long after the credits had rolled. A story thread blurred so far into actual feeling, things the actors themselves were unaware of. Where reality started and the show ended, friendships were broken, marriages were put to the test, and reputations were irrevocably altered. Nobody emerged unscathed. Everyone went away altered, but none left unaltered. Additionally, the supporters lived it rather than merely watching. Where does this all go from here is the question now? After everything we've witnessed, including Yandy's silent anguish, Arika's unguarded encounter, and Mendees finally speaking up, Season 13 it's taken a turn that no one could have predicted. This isn't just TV drama anymore. In front of millions, this is actual suffering, betrayal, and repercussions. After those texts surfaced, do you believe Yandy should pardon Mendeecees? Or was that the last straw for a marriage that was already in danger? What about Erica? By bringing this to light, did she go too far? Or was she at last expressing the truth that she had been suppressing for years? We would want to speak with you. Leave a comment below with your opinions. It's Team Erica, Team Yandy, or perhaps Team Truth. The fans are as much a part of this drama as the actors themselves, so now more than ever, your voice matters. Remember that the season is far from done. Imagine the impact of the upcoming episodes if the first few have already been this intense. More fallout, more secrets. It may be the most unexpected reunion in the history of the franchise. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications if you don't want to miss a single twist. We're not only witnessing the drama here at Gossip Vibe, one chaotic, memorable moment at a time. That's how we're living life. Have faith in us. ... You'd prefer not to this season? Blink? We're only beginning.